Hello everybody, coming at you with another video. Today is the wheel seal day, and I did paint the rims. Take a look, check these babies out. Now I know it's on the rubber. I'm just gonna hope for best. Wow, it's bright. There you go. I'm gonna hope for best that I can get it off. I used some tape here, but it would have ended up taking me like forever to do it. So yeah, I'm hoping with a little bit of bar sol or something, a little bit of elbow grease, I can take that off, or maybe with the pressure washer once everything's dried, a couple weeks or whatever. Back to this. I am pulling the wheels, or I'm pulling this one hub here to get at that rear seal that's leaking. Yeah, I guess I could show you how I did it. On these, this is a little more fun than just a normal truck. So the drum and the hub are together. So once I take the bearing out of there, I can pull the whole drum and the hub all at once. This is the axle shaft that goes right through, right? It bolts onto the bottom there. For someone that doesn't understand or know about this, a little teaching here. So it bolts on at the bottom down there, and those bolts bolt into here, just like this one. So that's what actually drives it. Drives the wheel. The axle it's a hollow, floating, they call it a floating axle. There's no bearings on that axle or anything, axle shaft. So that axle shaft splines right into your differential inside there, goes right through there into the middle. And you guys can look on YouTube for other things regarding differentials if you want to know more about it. But just know that the output basically of that shaft is on these bolts. So it floats inside, literally you take the bolts out and it slides right out. But so with these ones anyway, there is a washer, and then there is a ramp or a cone shape insert that kind of centers it. And those are fun to take out. You can see I got my buddy Sledge here. So these are the nuts here. These are what I'm talking about. See how it's got a cone shape to it? And then a relief cut to compress. And yeah, so those are fun to take off. And what you do is you hit it with a sledgehammer here, right in the middle, and you just pound and pound and pound, and eventually these will come loose. And since this hasn't been taken apart in probably 10 years, it was a real pain. But I got it. And I guess a little tip, I don't know, it worked for me. Well, I loosened all of them off, the bolts, but I didn't take them right off because you're hitting it with a sledgehammer and you don't want to nick the threads. So the bolt is kind of a protection of the threads. And then what I did was I kept hitting it. And eventually some of them came loose. So I took vice grips and pulled them out, which means more free play for this to move around and get the rest loose. And the last one was a real fight. So what I did is I took a pair of vice grips around the outside. You can see I was marking it up, and I squeezed it because there's a relief cut, you can squeeze it. And once I put that squeeze pressure on there, I hit it with the sledge again, and it came loose, and I wiggled it a bit and I was able to pull them all out. And then the hub just basically falls out. You just pull it out by hand and that's that. So next thing to do is take the nuts off and pull the bearing out and then pull the hub off. So gonna do that next, and stay tuned. All right, everybody, gonna cut this video short. I got not much else for today. The seal completely wrecked the brake drums or shoes. It's in rough shape. So I'm gonna wait for some new shoes and some seals, and we'll make another video. So that's it for today, guys. Have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video. All right, everybody, I would like to start this clip by showing off these pipes. The last clip you've seen was a couple days before, or maybe more than a couple days. Yeah, I was just kind of done with that. It's getting late, and yeah. So this is a couple days later. I've done a lot of work. Well, first off, I patched the tank. One of the tanks anyway, that patch right there. And I started painting it. I had roller, which worked great. And I forgot I threw out my brush. So I'm gonna have to finish the bottom and all these little nooks and crannies another day. And then I finished painting those rings finally. That tank is, well, there's a lot of work on that tank yet. I got the brakes all fitted here, looking really nice. Cleaned up the spindle, and I'm just waiting on a seal. So that's good. Almost ready to throw back on. And then the pipes. These are both, one pipe is new, one is used slightly. Got them for free, not going to mention where, but yeah, they were given to me from another shop, an OEM shop, and yeah, it saved me a lot of money. They were going to throw them out anyway. So one is literally brand new. If you can see up inside the pipe, it's shiny, and they left a flex on there for me, even though it's a little too short. So what the plan is, right here, there's going to be a Y. Goes this way and this way, just short, just a couple inches, maybe that much. And then there's going to be a flex from there to here, and the same on the other side to that one. So very simple. I made new brackets. You can see the top one there and the bottom one, those are OEM. And I just mirrored it here with thicker steel yet. That was a lot of work. That was very tedious work. It turned out good though. Just amazed with just a little scribe and some very rough measurements, I guess, or as precise as I could get them without wasting a lot of time with the tape measure. And I just mirrored it on the other end and bolted it in. So I did a little bit of work in here. I was figuring out how to mount them on the top there, and as you can see, I had to cut a hole in the inside of the body there because the other side came factory with one exhaust. So I'm assuming if you want two exhausts from the factory, they insert a piece inside there with nut certs. So that's what it is on the other side. So I couldn't do that. I bolted it on inside there, and down here is inside that hole, and right here are the two for the other bracket. Very sturdy. No problems there at all. This is all still bare steel. I had to take this all off again anyway, so I'll paint it up then. And when I was figuring out this whole issue up here, I pulled the headliner down to try to get at everything and see what was going on. And there was mouse shit up there, and the insulation was falling off, and there was maggots and grain, and oh, it was just disgusting. So I spent a couple hours taking all that out and vacuuming, and same with back here. There used to be carpet and trim, and I took that all out thinking, you know, it looks just as good in my opinion without all this crap in there. Bag of insulation that's just absolutely disgusting, and then this old carpet and the headliner under there and all that. So hopefully that gets rid of a lot of the smells. It's a farm truck that was sitting for 10 years, so you're bound to have these issues. And I'm thinking of ripping the carpet out too, but I'll wait for that. I want to get some of this other stuff done and get this thing moving again. Rims I haven't put on yet. This trim clad paint, I guess I put it on pretty thick. It takes forever to dry, so I'm not rushing that. I don't want to nick it all up when I put it back on. Yeah, the exhaust is looking really good. I'm super happy with it. I just need to make, or I just need to pick up some clamps and stuff and that Y pipe, and we can have a functioning exhaust again. Not much else on this side. Same deal. I have to polish this pipe. Good polish, it should come clean. Yeah, that's about it. Just gonna wait for this to dry a couple days, or whenever I get around to painting the rest of it. This tank, I'm waiting on steel. I have to cut a big section out. And yeah, so thought I'd give you guys a little sneak peek into another project. It's a 67 Charger, Dodge. Yeah, they're, I guess, pretty rare. I don't know. I'd say they're pretty rare. All original for the most part. Bought it off a guy who had it. He bought it when he was 15 and it sat in his garage for 20 years, and he slowly picked at it, but lost interest over time, and you know how it is. So there's a lot of work to be done, but all the parts are there. No engine or transmission. $1,000. It's gonna be sweet when it's done anyway. And also I'm toying around with the idea of doing a 32 Roadster ground build up. You know, I'd like to do an all steel Roadster. That would be nice. But I mean, it's very expensive. There's places where you can get the steel frames and body brand new. I think the frame is about 5,000 and the body is 10. So, I mean, and that's just bare bones stuff. So it's a very expensive project if I actually do it, or I might go fiberglass. I don't know. But yeah, may see a couple cool cars in the next 5 to 10 years. If I'm even still on here in 5 to 10 years, if YouTube's even still here in 5 to 10 years, who knows? But it's just gonna be another project, another thing to do. But this is priority right now. So this is actually my father's car he just picked up, and it's his dream. I'm more of a rat rod or hot rod kind of guy, but I'll be helping him as much as I can. And yeah, hopefully to make some videos of it. Should be good on the process. But yeah, this is my priority. Get this thing out of here. It's taking up a lot of space. And the payloader usually sits here in the winter because it doesn't start very good. So that's it for this video, guys. You could probably expect to see the next video, tank repair, make up some straps, put the wheels on. So until then, see you guys later.